A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead, adventure found me. In our darkest moments, when life flashes before us, we find something that keeps us going. Something that pushes us.
Greetings and salutations, and this is Tech Plays here, and we are starting a new Let's Play Tomb Raider. And, fun fact, this is the first time I've ever beaten this game. I almost beat it, like, a few years ago, but I have a little story to say about that, actually. So, with the Tomb Raider trilogy, the 2013 Tomb Raider trilogy, because this is Tomb Raider 2013, not the original. With this Tomb Raider trilogy, the first one I played was Rise of the Tomb Raider, then I played this game, then I played Shadow. And to put it simply, Rise is the peak of the trilogy, and because I played it first and played this game right after, yeah, I was kind of disappointed, understandably so, but coming back and playing this a few years later, with first of all knowing it's the first in the trilogy, which I also knew back when I played it, but second of all, also judging it on its own and not comparing it to its sequel as much while playing it, it's actually a pretty good game. The only one in the trilogy I kind of take issue with that you might never see me Let's Play unless for some reason I decide to later, is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Another reason I'm doing this Let's Play is because I want to start more game series, right? Because I have a few game series that I have multiple games in that I can play. Like, I have the entire Tomb Raider trilogy. I have the Batman Arkham trilogy. I say trilogy because obviously I don't have Origins. It's not on PlayStation. But I have the Batman Arkham trilogy. I have the BioShock trilogy. I have the Ezio collection for Assassin's Creed. I've never beaten a single one of those games in my life, but I got about halfway through Assassin's Creed 2 before I dropped it for some reason. I'm planning to give Assassin's Creed 2 another chance some other day, so you might see that. But the point is, I have the Darksiders trilogy, actually. I'm trying to remember, do I have the first Darksiders game? I know I have 2 and 3. Do I have the first one? Who knows? But I might do that in the future. I have a bunch of game series, basically, that I have not, like, Let's Played. So I plan to Let's Play them eventually. We're starting with Tomb Raider, but Batman Arkham Asylum and BioShock were the other 2 options I had, because these are the 3 game series I really want to do. And I'm probably not going to do Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm probably never doing that game, but I wanted to do this game first before doing Rise, so that I did them in order. But also because I never beat this game, so I wanted to, like, see what the rest of the game is like. For context, having gone through this game recently, right, I realized the last time I played, I stopped playing the game, like, I want to say, like, 30% through the story. Like, I didn't even get to a lot of the good shit. Let's be real, the game is good all the way through, but the early part is weaker than the later parts because the game kind of gets better as it goes. Which is good game design, honestly, but due to me comparing that first 30% of the game to Rise of the Tomb Raider as I was playing it that first time years ago, I really wasn't enjoying it, so I dropped it. Now that I'm, like, playing it with an open mind, I actually really loved it. And the reason I'm speaking in past tense is I've beaten this game. I've beaten it. All clips are recorded. This is the Let's Play I'm doing right now. I do plan to try to get RE9. Well, it doesn't matter if I get RE9 by launch because the Let's Play won't start that early. I think the Let's Play is slated to start early to mid-March. So even if I do get RE9 on time, there'll be a little delay. And hopefully I can get it before the days that I plan to start uploading it. Because I'm going to have a schedule set, right? Where, like, I upload 2 videos of this for the next month or so. There's going to be 14 parts, so it's the next 7 weeks. Just about. But basically 2 videos of this every week. And then we start RE9. What kind of
contraption is this?
That's basically what the plan is. So I'm gonna kind of treat this Let's Play like I did RE3 Nemesis a few months back, where I pre-recorded a lot of it ahead of time instead of that the premiere. I'm planning to, like, not exactly speed run because I do want to put some quality. I'm basically gonna do it the same way I did with the RE3 Nemesis Let's Play, where, like, I kind of record a bunch of commentary for these videos in advance and have them set to premiere weeks ahead and stuff. That's kind of what I want to do, because that's kind of what made that RE3 Let's Play so good. The thing that made Psychonauts Let's Play become a little more draining for me to upload is I didn't do that with it. So what I've learned from this is that in order for me to really enjoy doing a Let's Play, it's best to, like, pre-record a lot and upload it ahead of time. Even if I don't feel like it, right? I'm gonna have more energy doing that, because more than likely, that means I'll be doing the commentary right as I'm playing the game or right as I've beaten it. So, it seems to be a really good tactic for me keeping enthusiasm, because I kept a lot of enthusiasm for the RE3 Nemesis Let's Play, even to the point of doing extra editing that I don't do for other Let's Plays. So we're gonna give this one that kind of that treatment, except it's not gonna be recorded as far ahead as RE3 was, because RE3 Nemesis I had recorded like a month or two in advance before it even started being uploaded. This is being recorded, at least the first couple videos are being recorded a week ahead. But I'm planning to, like, if I have the energy for it, I plan to upgrade the first 4 parts today. And then, like,
Get out of here.
probably do the next 4 parts next week or in a few days or something. Like, give myself a few days break between each recording session, but it's eventually going to build up. And there's only 14 parts, so that's the other thing too. I like doing shorter Let's Plays for a similar reason as to why I'm doing like so much pre-recording with this, or probably will be doing so much pre-recording with this. I like doing shorter Let's Plays that don't take me more than like 15 parts, because it's so easy for me to keep that energy, right? And that's not to say like longer Let's Plays are a bad thing. No, they're not, because one of my longest Let's Plays on this channel is Sonic Frontiers. I had a lot of fun with that game. But truth is, I have an easier and more I have a more fun time doing shorter Let's Plays. I have an easier time doing them as well. So it's like there's less cutting I have to do, because with games like Sonic Frontiers and Silent Hill 2 Remake, I had to do a lot of cutting of like filler content, like content where I was lost or doing shit that wasn't important to the Let's Play, right? I had to cut a lot of that out because those games are really long. But with a game like this, I can kind of keep everything and just kind of cut out a few deaths and I dive a little hard, you know? And I've said it before, I don't cut out deaths to like hide that I died, because I usually keep at least 1 death every time I died in the game. The reason I usually cut deaths out is if I've died more than twice on a part. And it's to basically trim down on video time, but also to keep the video entertaining, because I don't have much of a reaction to when I die in a game, since this is like post-commentary. But yeah, sorry about all this rambling, by the way. We're gonna be focusing a little more on the game now, because we're starting to get to the point where, like, we could do more active gameplay. We're just doing the beginning shit. We still kind of are doing beginning shit right now. We don't even have a bow yet, but you get my point. We're at the point now where, like, the game has officially started. You even have the title card right there. Look, Tomb Raider. Like, now is when I can more freely speak about the game. What do I think about this game? While I am gonna keep an open mind to it, there is some comparisons I want to make to Rise of the Tomb Raider, as I noticed. This game doesn't have a crafting system like Rise has. It has other mechanics to make up for it, but I kind of see why Rise adds the crafting system, and like why some of the things in this game get replaced by stuff you can craft. There's a grenade launcher you get pretty late to the game, for example. It's your explosive weapon. It's really good for dealing with shield enemies and breaking down metal barriers and shit. In Rise of the Tomb Raider, you don't have that. You have craftable explosive items that do that shit for you. For one example. Also in Rise, you can craft ammo and arrows and shit, like... Basically, you can craft ammo in Rise. You can't do that here. Instead, this game seems to give you a lot more of a supply of ammo just laying around than Rise does. In Rise, you'll have like a little ammo here and there, and then you'll have a bunch of crafting supplies around that you can pick up to craft ammo, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a minute, but if I'm remembering correctly, it works like that. And the crafting kind of adds to like the Survivor vibes of this trilogy. So I do kind of miss the crafting in this game. But let's do something I can actually get this game praise on. Something I kind of wish was in Rise. You won't be hearing that a lot because I do prefer Rise a lot. But one thing I do like in this game is I like the progression of Laura's skills, right? Because you start the game. Oh fuck! I messed up. You start the game basically empty-handed, right? All you can do at the start of the game is basically climb around. All you can do. You don't have your pick for climbing rock slash icy walls. You don't have your weaponry. You don't have your tools that you'll use for other shit. You get some gadgets in the game that's used for like puzzle solving, platforming, all that kind of shit. You don't have those yet. You're basically empty. This game progresses you. Rise kind of does recreate that a little bit, but with the experience more. So in Rise, you start out, if I remember correctly, you do start out with a bow and a couple gadgets. But you're stripped of almost everything else. You start with the bow, the pick, and like a couple gadgets she uses, I think. You also start out with like automatically having a couple skills you unlock in this game. And then like you can unlock more skills as you go. It feels like it's, you know,
Sam's pack.
a continuation of what Lara's skills would realistically be. My only thing is, I get it from a gameplay perspective.
They must have come this way.
But my thing is, in Rise, right, the one thing that kind of goes against that is you don't start out with the handgun, you have to find one. Which I feel like handguns are like the starter items in shooters usually.
Sam?
It's a little, and this game does use a lot of shooter mechanics, so this Rise, it's a little strange to me. Look, now that I've noticed it, that Rise doesn't give you the handgun from the start. I get it from a gameplay perspective, but it's the one thing that kind of breaks the experienced Lara Croft vibes, because she's experienced this game. She knows a few things now. It's the one thing that breaks that. And I kind of do like this game's progression of Lara a little more than Rise. But Rise does do a good job at continuing Laura's increased skill, I would say, because she learns how to craft. She learns how to craft a bunch of items. She gets new gadgets that she doesn't have in this game, if I recall correctly. She gets into more complex and interesting combat scenarios in this game. So I think I noticed that going through this game, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, in a way. Double-edged sword for this game, not Rise. I think Rise's combat is perfect.
Is anyone listening?
But it's a double-edged sword
Please
for this
respond.
game. Enemies are easier to deal with in this game. The combat scenarios aren't as complex. I think the most complex combat scenario I remember happening is really late into the game when you have like 8 or 9 dudes searching for Lara in the woods or something, and they have like a pack of wolves they can unleash. Basically those dudes, and you have to take them out stealth-wise, but that's really as like complex as the combat gets in this game. And the reason I say it's a double-edged sword is because on one hand, the combat flow feels really nice in this game because of that. Because of it. Well, you know what? Easy is not the right word, because it's not exactly easy, but it's more simple. Due to it being more simple, the combat flows a little more fun than Rise. But this is where the double-edged sword comes in. It feels more rewarding to win a fight in Rise of the Tomb Raider because you have to use more skill. And it's not anything against this game. I did have fun with all the fights to the very end. But there are some points where I kind of wanted to do something I could do in Rise but couldn't do it here. There are like some points where I wish I could craft like an explosive item, throw it at an enemy. This is before I get the grenade launcher later on, by the way. And stuff like that. It's yeah. But I'll shut up because cutscene.
This is serious.
Oh, sweetie, I know. I'm just trying to lighten the mood here. Everyone's so on edge. What are you so worried about?
I'm close to something. I'm sure of it. I just don't know if the others will listen. Or even if they should.
Lara, you know this stuff better than anyone. Seriously. I'm not just saying this to make you feel better. I trust you, Roth trusts you. You got this. Now let's take a break, okay?
Okay. And Sam, thanks.
She's not always this serious, you know?
Come on, tackle it! No, it's your chance!
How can you suggest I'm not serious about this expedition, Laura? It's not just Sam's family funding us. I put my savings on the line, too.
We've all got some kind of stake in this. The funding won't last forever, Whitman.
That's precisely why we should push east, not west.
No one believes Yamata is that far east. The books simply don't support it.
Well, whoever wrote those books never found Yamatai.
I've talked to Roth about this. There's no point in following in other people's footsteps, Dr. Whitman.
I refuse to bet my reputation on your hunch. I'm the lead archaeologist here.
And when were you last in the field without a TV crew behind you?
Got 30 years experience, 2 PhDs, 1 in East Asian history. So why don't you just stick to boats, Mr. Grimm?
Ship, Dr. Whitman. It's a ship. You don't need a PhD to know
Look,
that.
going east will take us directly into the Dragon's Triangle. That's where we need to go.
Laura, my little bird. I'd follow you almost anywhere, but that place has a bad energy.
Bad storms, more like. Makes the Bermuda Triangle look like Disney World. Sign me up.
The stories about Queen Himiko say she could summon storms. Myths are usually based on some version of the truth. What if Yamatai was somewhere in the triangle itself?
Look, this is the satellite imagery from inside the Dragon's Triangle.
That doesn't look good.
If it's wet, I can sail on it.
Oh, don't tell me you're seriously
Reyes is right. We don't have the funds to piss about. It's now or never. Lara's offering fresh ideas and a plan. I'm the captain here. It's my decision. We're going into the Dragon's Triangle.
Why am I even here?
Sorry, I know I've been talking over a lot of cutscene in this video, but I wanted to shut up for that one because that was like the first cutscene. I feel like it's a little more important. And we'll get more important cutscenes as we go. It's just a lot of these earlier cutscenes in this video in particular are kind of just setting up the game rather than like telling the story. That was the first cutscene I feel like, aside from the intro cutscene, which I was also silent for. Aside from the intro cutscene, that's like the first one that's actually like developing the story. So I wanted to like shut up for it, and I will shut up for like the more story important cutscenes and like cutscenes where characters have dialogue and shit like that with each other. It's just the few cutscenes we had between that one and the intro cutscene weren't really like, you get what I'm saying. They weren't really important, if I recall correctly. This is where we get our bow. I remember this from the first time playing it. If I remember correctly, I'm not even sure if I got to the point of getting a pistol. Actually, no, I had to have gotten to the point of getting a pistol because I remember some things in this game a little past the pistol, so.
Just remember.
And the pistol, you get the pistol earlier in this game than you do in Rise. That's the thing I noticed, and it kind of caught me off guard until I realized this game is actually a little shorter than Rise. Once I beat the game, I was like, oh, it's actually just a little shorter. By maybe like an hour or two. It's not by much. But it kind of made me realize why the weapon progression feels so much faster in this game. That's something I have to give credit to Rise for. I feel like the weapon progression in that game is perfect. You always get weapons the moment that it feels like you've mastered the last one, if that makes sense. Whereas in this game, some weapons are really close together, right? You get the bow in this like at this point in the game. I think in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we're gonna end up getting the handgun. Sometime in the next video, or maybe at the start of the third video, I don't know. But yeah, I know it's not long after this. It's like really fast. Like we haven't even really mastered the bow by the time we get it. You know what I mean? So it kind of just we're kind of just giving it at almost the start, which is what I said Rise should have done. But I feel like these games kind of do it in reverse of what they should have done, because Rise should have gave you the handgun almost at the start, since Laura is more like, you know, experienced, and players who have played this game will know how the handgun mechanics work. And this game should have, like, held off on the handgun a little bit. But looking at the final, like, length of the game, after beating it, I can kinda see why.
Right, back to camp.
They gave it to you so early.
All right, Mom.
It fits with the pacing of how long the game is.
Where you are.
If that makes
You
sense.
can learn to read the
Rise, I remember being like
able to find your way home.
9-10 hours, something like that. This game took me like 7 or 8. It's not too much shorter. In fact, I didn't really notice that it was shorter until like at the very end. I was kind of like, oh, there's... And it wasn't like a disappointed before like anybody thinks I'm like judging this game for that. No, I wasn't disappointed that the game was over. That felt like a good way to end the game. It's not like, oh, that's anticlimactic or something. No. I really like how this game ends. It's more that I was just surprised that it was an hour or two shorter than I was expecting. You know what I mean? I kind of beat this game in 2 days. It usually takes me 3 or 4 days to beat Rise, by comparison. I also usually do side content more in Rise. The side content in this game wasn't as interesting to me, so like, I just ignored a lot of it. I almost did a tomb on screen earlier in the Let's Play, but I kind of like cut it out. I kind of like stopped halfway through because it wasn't like me intentionally going to do the optional tomb. It was an accident because I thought it was the main path.
The Dragon's Triangle.
Roth,
Lara,
you're alive.
easy. Are you okay? What happened?
I remember the beach. Then it went black and I woke up in a cave. There was this crazy man, Roth, and a dead body.
Oh, God. Where are you now, Lara? Are you safe?
It was so horrible. It's all my fault. This is all my fault.
Lara, listen to me. I sent an SOS from the Endurance before I abandoned her. Hopefully someone caught it. I've spoken to the others. We're regrouping at my location.
Please come and get me.
I have to stay here. You can do this, Lara. Remember when we climbed Snowden? You said the key was knowing that all you've got to do is just keep moving. Remember everything I've taught you, Lara. You're ready for this. And keep your radio on.
Okay.
Okay, so I accidentally talked through like the start of that cutscene, but it is shut up for it. Sometimes that'll happen because like I need to get to a natural end of what I'm talking about, otherwise it's just gonna fall apart. Like the commentary is just not gonna line up.
Hello?
But
Hello?
I kind of need someone's
someone
feedback
there?
on this. Should I like keep the tradition of shutting up for cutscenes, or should I just keep talking? Because I watch some YouTubers that shut up for cutscenes, and I watch some that don't, and I feel like both ways kind of work for them. But I feel like my style of commentary is better for me shutting up during cutscenes because I'm a little loud, you know. You're not gonna understand what's happening in the cutscene. A lot of the channels I watch where like they talk over the cutscenes, the people are usually talking in more calm voices like this, like they're talking like this a little bit. It's like those types, and the more comedic channels, like Corey Kenshin, for example, will like mostly be silent in a cutscene, but then like react if something like crazy happens, right? And I don't know, I kind of just feel like it's better for my type of commentary, since I'm kind of like in the middle of those two, to just shut up in between cutscenes. Because I'm not exactly calm, but I'm not as like comedic as some YouTubers. Like I try to keep my commentary kind of just interesting, rather than like fully comedic, fully calm. But I am like working a little bit to kind of not be as loud. I said that like in one of the last couple parts of Psychonauts 2, that I'm working on. And that's kind of why you hear me talking like I am now, because I want my commentary to be more pleasing to the ears, if that makes sense. But there might still be times that I end up rambling or getting louder and stuff like that. And when that happens, this is gonna happen. It's a habit, you know. Ooh, this is how we get the pick. I remember this from the first time I played the game too, because remember, I got up to a little past the handgun, I want to say. Probably a good bit past that. Because I played like a couple hours in this game the first time, but I didn't get too far in. I got like 30% of the way through. I don't think I picked up any weapons besides the handgun last time I played though. Which sucks because, like I said, the game gets so good after like the early portion. Because the early portion kind of seems a little more basic compared to the rest of it. And it's not like, oh, it's basic in general. No, it's basic compared to the rest of this game and Rise. Which basically just means the games kind of gradually get better as they go for the first two. I had to specify for the first two because I do not enjoy Shadow of the Tomb Raider still. I did give it another go a while back, and I got so many issues with that game. I might give it a third chance at some point if I ever like want to just complete the trilogy for Let's Play, right?
Got it.
But
Leave the fire. Look for the smoke.
We're on our way.
we got cutscenes, so I gotta shut up.
Laura, you made it.
Sam, thank goodness.
Surprise. It's okay. He's one of us.
Sorry if I startled you. This place would make anyone a little jumpy. We just spoke to your crew. They're on their way.
Look, he bandaged my foot.
Oh, it was the least I could do. My manners. I'm sorry, I'm Matthias. A teacher by trade. Not really cut out for island life, I'm afraid.
Sweetie, you look exhausted. Sit down.
Yeah.
Sam here was just telling me about the Sun Queen.
Right, Himiko.
Can you tell me more? I'm intrigued.
Well, believe it or not, a couple thousand years ago, Queen Himiko pretty much ran things in Japan.
She loves telling this story.
Himiko was beautiful, enigmatic, but also ruthless and powerful. Legend says she had shamanistic powers.
And this is where she loses me.
Well, there's always some truth to myths.
She commanded an army of samurai warriors, her magnificent storm guard. They rode the very winds into battle, laying waste to all who opposed them. They say the sun rose at Himiko's command, and she ruled everything its rays touched, from the mountains to the sea and beyond.
But what happened to her?
Sam? Matthias? Sam! Sam! Shit! No! Sam!
Ooh, this is where we get to the fun part. Okay. I do have a lot of praise to give this game, trust me. I know I've been comparing it a lot to Rise. I know I said like the early part's a little less impressive than the rest of this game and the second game. This is a genuine complaint. I really don't like the combat against wolves. I really don't. I feel like the second game does like wildlife combat a little better, especially because your like early game wildlife combat is against a bear instead of wolves, and the bear is challenging in a more interesting way, where the wolves are just kind of fast and annoying. The wolves aren't annoying here because this is like kind of like an action sequence, right? Where you're just supposed to sit there and shoot. But they do get annoying later when you have to fight them head on. And that's...
Reyes!
Yeah.
Let go.
It's good to see you, little bird.
I'm so glad you're here. Is Sam with you?
She was with you.
She was here with that man, Matthias. But I passed out. When I woke up, they were both gone.
You girls shouldn't go wandering off.
We need to find them.
Wait. What about Raw?
Okay, let's split up. One of us go with Lara and meet up with Raw. The rest of us should fan out and look for Sam.
I'll go with her.
No. Let me.
You know how to use one of these?
It's been a while. It's all coming back to me.
Get to Roth. We'll find Sam and this Matthias guy.
You gonna be okay?
Yes, I probably just need to rest for a few minutes.
You sit here. I'll check up ahead.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to be ending off the video here, so bye!